Good morning, everybody. Just can't seem to wake up this morning. A little rough on Easter. Because I went out and busted some wood yesterday. It's a little more than what I should have been doing, but work has to get done. Figured I'd do an unboxing. Had ordered some stuff. And it wasn't supposed to end up coming this soon. And somebody had sent this. So I figured I'd do an unboxing and thank the person. Her name's Morgan, but I only know a few Morgans, but I've never mentioned nothing about ordering this. Hey, good morning, Dale. How you doing this morning? Good morning, Lorraine. How are you? Well, you have a great day too. Happy Easter to both y'all. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit better, but when I overdo it, there go back, starts acting up, and I'm done for a little bit. Ain't much they can do for it right yet. Wish I could have got out and fished yesterday, but that tournament Josh had. But they called for rain, and well, Chrissy don't need to be in the rain, getting sick and all that, on top of what she's already got. But she is getting better. It's just going to be a little bit longer. She went almost all day yesterday without the oxygen, which is great. The blood clot's gone. That's even better. Good morning, Roberts. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Yeah, like I was saying, I got this box in the mail of stuff that I ordered, but my stuff ain't arrived yet, and this box shows up with bee equipment in it. I just wanted to thank whoever Morgan is out there that sent it. Appreciate it. I mean, it's always good to have extra stuff when you're in that kind of work, messing with bees, because they don't make things anymore like they used to. Ended up with a kit with a bee brush, smoker pellets, a rack puller, hive tool, a capper to uncap the honey. It's all got wooden handles on it. Great, never seen none like that in a while. And that's the most important part, the smoking. That helps get the bees all swelled up so they don't move. It ain't gonna be too much longer. Probably about the end of this month, the bees will be starting to swarm, and I'm gonna need this along with the suit that I ordered. The last year, I took and had a swarm come in out there, or come out of the box. They went up to my peach tree, and well, let's just say I didn't have no suit, no nothing. I went out and tried to rough it, me and the boy, and I grabbed an extra bee box, held it up there, and I told him, I said, when I hold it up, just smack the branch against the top of the box, and they'll all fall down in there, and I'll set them over and put the lid on. I held it up there, he smacked it. They went down in there, but it was a little upset. I ended up with about 15, 20 stings to the head and body, and I set them down. They lasted about, I want to say a week, and they left the box. I don't know if the queen got damaged when she fell down in there or what, but I didn't get to keep those. That was a $250 value that flew away. So this year I've got a brand new hive out there I'm going to put together and get it set up and be ready here by the end of the month and try to get some bees started here. Should have about 2 hives come out of that one, and next year I should be able to do some honey by then. For the price of what they want for honey, half the time it's I don't know, they got stuff they add to it to make more honey, but it ain't the real thing. Good morning, Eddie Gross. Appreciate you coming in. Happy Easter to you, buddy. But yeah, I can't figure it out. I don't know if Amazon, eBay passed it off to Amazon or what, but the shipment I ordered had one of these in it, and this shows up from Amazon, and it had the guy's name in there, and I was like, this ain't right. Something ain't right here somewhere. And my daughter-in-law said it could have been a gift from somebody, so I do not know. We'll see if the other one shows up. If it is, then it was a gift. If not, something happened through the mail. If anybody would like to come up, feel free to do so. You can post whatever you want in here, links and stuff, it don't matter. Good morning, Rustic. Appreciate it, buddy. I was just showing off that bee kit that was sent to me because mine's still in shipment. So I don't know what's going on. I didn't mention nothing about ordering a kit. I just mentioned on here about getting a bee suit. Then this kit shows up. There he is. Hey.
Hey, morning, brother.
Morning.
I just shared you out on my community tab.
Cool. Glad you got you on there.
Yeah, buddy, I've been wearing it out too.
Yeah. Yesterday I went out and played around there after I went and got Mama's medicine. I went out and worked with the wood a little bit. Surprisingly, I went a little further yesterday than what I thought I was. I mean, I did get one cart done anyway.
Well, that's good.
It's one of them old, remember the old city or county trucks? They pull them little trailers behind them. Used to be yellow. I got one of those. What bugs me, I'm trying to figure out this gift deal here. I'll know here in a few days whether it's a gift or if they messed the order up. But I
Let
ended
me
up,
shut this door right quick. My granddaughter's got the TV blaring.
I don't hear it.
You know, well, but it's kind of hard to hear you when the TV's going. Oh, there we go. With that TV and the fact that my ears ring 24/7, makes it hard to hear.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I can't hardly hear anyway. Chrissy talks so low that I can barely hear her over top of anything.
Yeah.
When she gets mad, though, it's a different story. I can hear real good.
That's all of it, man. It gets mad
Yeah.
to give you to hear them or they get that look. It's just like you can be looking the opposite direction away from them. They give you that look and you just turn over your shoulder because you can feel it.
Yeah.
A look.
Feel,
Oh, good. I'm in trouble.
feel that little hole burning through you. Morning, polar bear.
Yeah, morning, Bear. Yeah, just like you can be sitting over talking about something and you just feel that look burn the back of your neck. You turn and look and they got that look going.
Yeah.
Like, oh, crap, I've done something.
Yeah, or the tone of the voice. Yeah,
Hey, Robert, how's it going this morning? Happy Easter, everybody. Y'all going fishing today, aren't you?
no, it was supposed to have been yesterday, but it rained and
Really?
it called for rain the night before and grandkids was down. They spent the night and she went to bed that night and woke up and she just really didn't feel like going. I don't think she got up at 9 o'clock. So she figured it was going to rain. There wasn't no sense of trying it.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
what
me and
live.
Dominic and Tanya went out to the 3 points over here and yesterday, and we got some good bites. I mean, he had two good takedowns. I had a good takedown on mine, but they just would not hook up for nothing. But we had bites the whole time we was over there. But they were just like they'd go and stop.
Yep.
We figure it's little ones, and every now and then it'd go and it'd come back up. So we was fishing though with big hooks and big baits. So we figured the small ones had a hold of the bait, try to pull it off.
Yep. That's kind of like at Lake Logan. I played out a bluegill and put it on there and chucked it out there. Me and the boy was sitting over there one day and it would bounce like that and quit. About 2 or 3 minutes later, do it again. They'd done this for about 15, 20 minutes. I said, if he ain't going to pull it and click it, I'm not getting out of this chair. And when we got ready to leave, there was about a 2-pound bass on the other end of it. I was like, wow.
Robert said, I'm going fishing in an hour. So I might go this for an afternoon fishing deal, but that'd be this afternoon.
Yeah, she's got church this morning and church tonight. And they just really, it ain't worth going over there for the hours you got in between. I mean, you drive an hour, you want to spend a little time.
Yeah.
3 or 4 hours just ain't enough.
Yeah.
Especially where the gas is right now.
Yeah. Morning, Dallas. Happy Easter. I shared somebody out on my community tab yesterday morning before I left, and next thing I know, they sent me a message that said, "Hey, thanks, man. You got me 15 subscribers."
Yeah, I got one over in Dom's just a few minutes ago. I think.
Yeah, I can't believe he fished all day long and all night. We was fishing over in Illinois, and then now he's fishing over at the dam in Kentucky.
Wow. Morning, Froggy. That's my sweet little
green
lady there.
You want to fish for walleye? Yeah, friend of mine sent me a message yesterday, and I didn't look at it or nothing. I just seen it. And he tried to call me, but I was on Do Not Disturb, so I didn't get it.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that the skipjack was hitting up there pretty good yesterday. I thought, well, heck, if I'd known that, I'd have just quit fishing and went on up there. But it's just the way it goes.
Yeah, Robert there, he's trying to rub it in a little bit. I'd love to go walleye fishing. I think I missed a run this year up at Maumee River. I mean, that's a nice place.
I've never been walleye fishing. I've seen videos of people doing it, but never been.
Hey, great farmers. Thanks for coming in, bud. Good morning to you. Yeah.
Morning, freelance.
Walleye, it's good eating, bud. It's real good.
Yeah, I like to deep fry me some walleye. Flay them out, deep fry.
Oh, they're good. I caught one first time I went up to Maumee. I mean, it's about like a 3-hour drive for me. But I got up there, waded out there, got up against a rock, just leaned against the rock in the river. And I don't know, when I got out there, man, I think that's the best therapy a guy could get when he's got bad back and legs. I mean, I just felt like I had a new pair of legs. I don't know if the current had something to do with it or what.
Yeah.
But, man, I felt great. Yeah, Chrissy calls Lake Logan mud hole, but it produces some fish. It's just we can't catch the fish where we normally do because of the weeds.
Yeah, that's the way it is now. The river's up so high that it's up to the point to where you got from the bank out, it's 20 foot of cuckleburrs and weeds and stuff. And if you caught anything, they'd run right into it and just wrap you all up and you'd lose everything.
Yeah, that's my next thing on my list to start looking for is a hot tub or something set out here next to the porch and have me a little walk down to it. Just jump in it every day just to, relax a little bit.
Yeah. Morning, Stonefly. Morning, James. Yeah, I'm thinking about this summer when the river gets down on this one spot. It's a good fishing spot, but there's like 30 foot of cuckleburrs and weeds that grow up in there. But it's a good spot. If you throw over it, you can catch some good catfish out of there. And some big ones, but when they get up in when they get up in the grass, it ain't so bad. You can get them out if you got strong enough line and good rigs. But they get up around them cuckleburrs, you're not pulling them out of there. So I'm thinking about going down there, chopping all that out, cleaning out about a 40-foot strip, and just keeping that sprayed and weed eat it down there. And because when the water gets up, nobody will fish it because they think the weeds are down there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they would say if I took a weed eater over at Logan State Park. They'd probably get mad at me. But there's some fishing in there. It's just you can't be looking for all the moss and stuff that's growed up there. It wasn't nothing for me to go over and catch catfish. But now if you want to do it, you gotta fish the edges, but you're half of the lake down before you get out of the weeds. It's starting to take over.
That's something bad about having low waters for a long time. The nature takes over.
Yeah.
And when the waters come back up, it's too late. I mean, you can't do nothing about it except for try to fish over it or around it or through it.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched old mechanic over here working the farm. We was talking yesterday about cattle and all that. Man, I love messing around with farm animals like that and stuff, but it's too late in life for me to even get into something like that.
Yeah. Morning, Martin.
Morning, Martin.
Yeah, my everybody knows that I replanted my yard last fall, and I got beautiful green grass, beautiful stripes in it and everything. And for our grandbabies, we had Easter hunted yesterday because there's a chance of rain today. They didn't want to take a chance where the storms have been rolling through here.
Yeah.
So we had that, and then some people in town here, they said, "Hey, we would like to know if we can have our Easter egg hunt in your yard." So I said, yeah. Next thing I know, they're putting out about 80 eggs out there hiding
Wow.
them, and a bunch of kids running all over the place. We
Good
sat
morning.
outside and just watched them.
Good morning, James. I didn't even see you pop in there.
And I keep my grass mowed. It's 4 inches tall at all times. And morning, Jay Fox. And
Morning, J Fox.
so a bunch of them eggs, they walked over and they forgot about. And I was walking around the yard with my grandbaby, my youngest one, my 9-month-old, and holding her. And I was sitting there like pointing down, like y'all forgot one right here, and they couldn't see most of them because they was down in the grass.
Yeah. J Fox, you want to come up? You're more than welcome. Yeah. I ain't mowed mine yet. I'm letting clover grow out there. The bees is starting to work. Got a little bit of dandelions out on the hill, but that's not enough for them. So I just let it go for a little bit.
Yeah.
That way they can get started early this year.
Need to plant you a couple of Bradford pear trees. That way, when they bloom out real good, they can attack it.
Yeah, I've got in front of the hives. I've got 2 peach trees, 2 pear trees. Behind it, I got on the hill. I got 2 apple trees there. I got like 3 or 4 apple trees and some
Well,
kind
that's
of
where
weird,
all are.
some kind of weird pear tree down here. Ever since it's planted, when I was a teenager, it only got little balls on it, little marbles, nothing else. So I figured, well, I'll buy a couple more pear trees, and it might be pollination, might have something to do with it. Well, them bees has been out there for 2 years, and that tree ain't produced anything. And I even had these other 2, so it's coming, getting whacked out. Make room for something else, maybe another peach tree.
Huh. That tournament yesterday down at Gallipolis was a shocker, as there wasn't a lot of boats that caught fish. Tell
Wow.
you what, there wasn't a lot of people caught fish yesterday, catfish, because this weather's got them just messed up bad.
I was thinking about going down there, just messing around, do a little fishing there. Uh, there's a park there that looks like it might be a good place to fish, just to pull up and throw out, kick back and enjoy the day.
Yeah. Biggest fish was just over 30 pounds. I know Carolina Real Screamers, they won that tournament yesterday.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, and then he dropped Rebecca off, and he was going to another one that they was fishing all night.
Huh. Yeah, it getting started here pretty soon. More I think about this motor, if I can get the compression on it, see what it is. I want to talk to my boat guy. And I might just go ahead and trade that old pontoon for that. It's a Larson boat. It's to me, it don't look like it's real big of a boat, but it'd be
Yeah,
good for 2 people. But it's got a 90 horse motor on it. It doesn't. It probably will need a floor put in it, but that's no big deal. I'm after the motor anyway.
yeah.
It's a 90 horse. I really didn't look at it that close. It's a Mercury 90. It's an older one. I'm going to say probably 80s. Good morning, Carmel.
Morning, Carmel.
I know he don't like to type a lot. If he wants to come up, there's the link. Oh, well, looky here. Oh, I'm sorry, Jay Fox. I didn't know you was down there. It looked like you're a little cold.
Oh, I'm How y'all?
Hanging in there, bud. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
That's good. That's good, man.
Been sitting up all night though.
I seen you on another live.
Yeah, Danny Stone them.
Yeah, I was gonna get set up myself after messing around with Mike T a little bit, hog leg and all of
I come in 17 minutes when that thing got started and stayed up the whole time.
them. It happens.
Yeah.
I got up at 1 o'clock, come in here, and I had some coffee in my cup. It was still warm, and I poured it at, I think it was around 9, and it was still kind of warm. So I sat there and drank that, and went back to bed, woke back up about 5 something, and come in and collected my coins on my games, and watching Mike. Figured I'd go live for a little bit, do this unboxing here of beehive equipment. Somebody either they messed up the shipment or somebody sent me a gift. It said a gift from Morgan, and I don't know. I ordered the same thing, and when I seen that thing and it said gift, it kind of turned me off. I thought it was my shipment come in. Good morning, Mister JV.
You got bees?
Yeah, yeah. I got one
Morning,
stand.
JV.
I got one stand. Hopefully, I'll have 2 more this year when they swarm if I can catch them. Just got to be there at the right time.
Yeah.
Okay, freelance, take it easy.
Take care. Be safe today.
You said
Morning, Jay Fox.
doing all right, you?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Anybody catch any fish yesterday around?
I was watching that one you was talking about that Rebecca and Jamie won it, you said?
Yeah.
When I seen it, they caught the big flathead at first fish.
Yep,
Then
right
it
off the
went
bat.
off.
Yep.
They went off out there because it started raining a little bit.
Huh.
I don't know why they went off, but they went off from live stream, and I never did find out what happened to you.
Yeah, I watched it, and they said it looked like it was going to rain. And they caught that flathead, and a little while later, the sun came out, and they was sitting there reeling up. They was fixed to move, and then I turned it off. I left. I went fishing and went live myself over there in Illinois. Went fishing on the river.
How big was that flathead?
I don't know. They didn't weigh it. They put it right in the live well.
Yeah.
But they took first place. So with the biggest fish and the most weight.
Good.
Morning, Murillo.
Yeah, Stonefly, I got one stand out there her uncle brought up, and I'm going to start collecting swarms off of them. And if there's any that's easy to get to around here, if somebody calls me, I'll go pick them up.
Morning, Brandon.
We cut a tree down one time with bees. Found it out in the woods. Me and my first cousin, second cousin, my younger brother, we went and cut that thing down. You talking about getting eat up. We tied our pants legs and down. I don't know what I was thinking about. I wore a pair of tennis shoes. And they stung me around my ankles. My ankles swelled up. I couldn't hardly walk.
Oh,
What's that?
Bees.
Bees?
We cut the tree down back here on the back pasture. We cut that tree down. We tied our pants leg, shirt leg, and all around our neck and all that for we can get on the bed. And I tied my pants leg, but I wore tennis shoes. Them things gonna stung me around my ankles, boy. I couldn't hardly walk there for several days.
They ate my head up and body last year when I got that one swarm. It was probably, I want to say half the size of a basketball. But I got to thinking at $250 a swarm, well, 3 pound of bees ain't much, but it's $250 for them. And I said, well, I can handle that paying for that kind of cash, and I'm wanting some bees, you know.
My granddaddy used to have them when I was a kid back in the 60s. He'd go down there with a smoking old mop or a rag tied on the end of a mop handle. Throw it over in that bottom, they run all of us kids in the house. I wouldn't 7, 8, 9 year old. They'd eat us up. It wouldn't but just right down that across the driveway. He'd run there and stick that in there, and them things get swarming, getting all over the yard. He had 5, 6 hives.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I got a big tall one Chrissy got me here last year. It's probably about 4 or 5 foot tall. I want to break it down, or maybe just put it back and just use it for, you know, other swarms to get some started.
Mr. Smith, guy lived close to me one time, run a little old sawmill out there. I went out there one day and got some lumber cut up. I hauled some logs out there and had him come build me a building. He had some there, and he had me down like honey. I said, yeah. He said, come out here and I'll get you some. After we got through, I went back home, took the lumber, went back out there, and he robbed them, didn't use smoke or nothing. He didn't put nothing on. He just went up there and just took it. I said, I ain't going up there. Oh, come on, they won't buy. I said, yeah. I said, you can tell me that all you want, but I stayed back. He went up there and just lift that lid off. He said he got stung twice. But he told me, he said, if I go up there with all that smoke and stuff, I'll get 5, 6 stings.
Bees, they learn the smell of you. They're like anything else. If you mess around them, they get to learn your smell. If you don't bother them, they won't hurt you. I go out there in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, pick weeds around them and everything. But if you're standing there talking and one of them bumps into you, take a few steps over because you're in their flight pattern, and they're wanting you to move.
That's what Mr. Smith said. He just took that lid off and just easy, just slow, got it all out and put it back. And he told me he should stay there, but I said they'd eat me up. He said you can tell when they're going to stand to ball up like a swarm, like you were talking about. Yeah. He said when they start doing that, and he did do it once. I was sitting there. I was sitting in front of my truck watching him, and all at once he just squatted down right in front of the hive, just squatted down. And when they cooled back off, like once something, he got back up, went on. He said, if you'll do that, they won't bother you. But he said, you start slapping at them or blowing that smoke, they're going to eat you up.
Yeah, Chrissy's allergic to them, and she was standing out there when I got popped. But
I don't think I have nerve to do it now.
She was going to help.
I watch them videos where them guys get called to them houses, and the whole side of the house behind the side is full of just a big hive, and they're pulling that stuff down and doing it with nothing on. Just they're wearing shorts and t-shirt, and they're out there just bare arm, everything. And
I found one time cutting some firewood. I found one in a tree, and I told Mr. Smith, and he come and got them. We cut it down, but he caught the queen bee, moved her to a hive. And they followed him right in there. They were wrapped around his arm, but he put them in that hive, raked them all real slow. When we got through getting them all in there, he plugged it on and put the top back on. We cut the tree down, got the honey then. But then he moved them. The queen bee, I don't see how you could tell the queen bee from any of them.
She's bigger.
She's a little bit bigger. If you get her, you get them all.
Yeah, he told me, he said, you don't hurt her, buddy. But he reached and got her, and you see him, and they swarmed around his arm. He lowered her down in there and put her in that hive on the thing, and they followed him right over with him.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard lemongrass is good for that stonefly. I ain't never tried it, but I'm thinking about ordering me some, giving it a shot. I know that collecting bees, you put lemongrass in it, or you can buy that stuff. It's for catching swarms, but a buddy of mine's never had no luck with it. It's a little tube.
There's a boy out there close to me. He used to have some. He give me some. I had 2 cherry trees in my yard, and I just pick a mess of them, let the birds eat them up. But I'd get a mess like a cobbler, my wife would.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, I loved them. They're good sweet cherry. I just didn't mess with them. I just put them there out to taste the yard. But he asked me one time, he said, what do you want for them? I said, you can have every one of them if you want them. I said, you better get them the birds. And he come back, him and his wife come back with a tractor with a bucket, and he got them, picked them. And he said, I'll give you either a jar of jelly, I'm going to mate with them, and he said, I'll give you a jar of honey. So I took the honey.
Yeah.
When you get through with that, come back and I'll give you some more. I went out there and got them. And I forgot what kind of trees he had in his yard, but that was the creamiest I believe the honey I raised, it tasted almost like it had butter in it. It was so
Uh,
creamy.
was
He
it
told me what
clear?
that tree's done when they blossomed out.
Was it a clear honey?
Yeah.
It
No,
was
it was
probably
yellow looking. It
well.
was a gold color. I mean,
It's a real light color honey, but it's probably basswood trees. That's how where they get the Lynn honey from is
I think
basswood.
that's what he called it. He had some
Corn
right there
hill
in
type.
his yard.
Yeah, Dad used to raise them when I was a wee little kid in West Virginia. And he traded honey and sold honey and everything, and that's the best honey you can get. Is Lynn honey.
See, my wife's diabetic. She used that. What is it? A Tupelo. I think it's called Tupelo or something like you get it out of Florida.
Huh.
Now, it don't bother her sugar. Uh, her daddy and them used to get it for her because something about the sugar and hits different or something. It won't bother you like the real, other honey. I think it was called Tupelo honey.
Huh. I know I get set up. I gotta get me an extractor that way I can extract the honey out of the cone and be able to reuse my wax. Unless somebody likes waxing their honey, I do.
I do too. I like the wax.
Take that, some biscuits, and a little bit of butter. Oh my goodness! Oh, Tim, good morning.
Morning,
My
Mr.
uncle would
Malina.
put it in coffee. He would put a teaspoon of honey and stir it in his coffee. I was
Yep.
watching him one night after we were playing rook. I was watching him. He done it. Then that was my daddy's sister. He was married to Aunt Joe, and she done the same thing. I said, "What are y'all putting in there?" I said, "That's honey." Yeah. I said, "What are you putting honey in your coffee just to sweeten it?" But he said it's good for arthritis and
Yep.
all that. He got talking about. Said we use it in everything like that.
Yeah. It also helps with allergies too.
Yeah.
Yep, take a teaspoon a day. Eat a teaspoon of it a day. It helps with allergies.
Well, I sure need to take it.
But you got to get it from local honey that's close to you because if you go to the store or something, it ain't gonna have the same pollen in it or
Yeah, that's
whatever.
several. I bought it up here to the little store, Cumming City, and it was right over here in 7 8 miles from here, where the guy lived. It had them. I didn't know he even had bees.
Yeah,
Morning, Nets. How are you doing this morning, Nets?
morning nuts.
That's where I go get my milk. They get the milk from a dairy,
Heel
and
Jack.
it's just right straight from the cow.
Yeah. Oh, I love fresh cow's milk.
Yeah, we had a milk cow. She just got so old we quit milking her. She's thing's about 16 year old now.
You
Yeah.
know, I worked at a dairy farm when I was 19 years old down in Florida, and they asked me if I ever in my life had fresh, unadditive milk from a cow, and I said no. They went back there and they turned on the valve and got a cup of milk out, and because it goes through the filter system and then it goes into the tank, and they got it out, and I tasted that stuff, and that milk is actually rich.
Yeah.
And I said,
Oh,
man, I've never had milk taste like this. Even that whole milk they sell in the stores, he said that's because they water that down too,
Yeah.
and they
yeah.
additives to it.
I was
I tell
raised
you.
on that. I mean, we didn't have store bought milk and all that. I mean, when I was a baby, mom and them fed me straight off the cow. Like, I mean, they milk, and that's where I got my milk from.
Yeah,
Me and Raven both was. My younger brother and I, he was different. He didn't come along till later on up in the 60s, and mama fed him canned milk. But me and Raven, our milk come from the cow. Daddy and them milk every morning.
yeah.
I'll tell you, you ain't had a bowl of cereal until you have fresh cow milk in it.
Yes.
I tell you what, it's a lot thicker and a lot richer,
Oh
and
yeah, make butter. I
it
hate eating
tasted good,
butter.
but I just it has a different taste than regular whole milk that you buy in the store.
The
Yeah.
butter better too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Chrissy
and
makes that too when we can get our hands on some fresh cow
Oh yeah,
milk.
they made
it's a
butter
fun.
there too. They had machines that
Lady
churn the
does.
butter.
from that dairy. She gets butter from them, and I buy. They probably do that in the milk. I go every Saturday and get a gallon of milk and a block of butter. And we sometimes we get hen eggs if they got them. I give them to a lady up here at the ridge here. We got our own chickens here, but don't have that many. But I'll get her a dozen, drop them off. She likes them uh, white eggs. Oh, she don't want to eat a brown one. She wants a white one. And them is country up there, but they're white eggs.
Yeah.
I drop her off. I'll get her a dozen of them. I said, "Won't you eat a white egg? I mean a brown egg." She never did tell me.
So
She wants white ones.
Morning,
Yeah.
Ricky. Morning, Hill Jack.
Happy Easter to you, buddy. Yeah, them fresh eggs is good, man.
How I was raised on. I mean, like that we was. We didn't have a lot growing up. I mean, Daddy worked hard, and we had to work hard too when we was kids.
That's what I'm working on now is going to try to get things called up where I can get this lot done. That lot's going to be done real soon. I got a bunch of trees hanging over and had a coon come in and wipe me out for 8 years straight. And we'll get all that cut loose. I got a 15-mile electric charge. I'm wrapping around it. Whatever goes in an 8-foot fence is going to either get knocked off or stay in it.
Yeah, we raise our own hogs. Beef, we kill a beef. We split it. Now me and Joy does. We split one, and he's always 1,200-1,300 pounds. We kill one.
Yeah, Chrissy's aunt give us some fresh cow, and I'll tell you what, the hamburger off of it tastes like it was when I was growing up. But when you go to McDonald's and stuff,
Yeah.
it tasted just like that many years ago.
Uh-huh.
And the store-bought stuff's too many chemicals and glue put in it.
That's the reason we still do it. Our hogs, I kill 2 a year and put in the freezer.
Morning, friends.
Morning, fans.
Oh, I kill one in the spring of the year and kill one in the fall. My wife, she don't like. I do now. I love smoked meat, but she can't eat a lot of it.
I love smoked meat too.
Oh, good Lord, I do too.
I remember back in the day when we first moved to Missouri, man, from California, it was like going back in time warp, you know. Because back here, it was like, man, they still had buildings. They smoked their animals and had farm animals and still had outhouses everywhere and
Yeah,
you know they had their water was you pumped it out of the ground with hand pump and
old
a lot of
cistern.
places.
Yeah.
Boy, there was nothing like that smell.
On the old back porch, we had one you had to prime it, get it going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a cistern and catch it with the gutters when they had a gutter pipe going from the edge of the house down to it. Daddy had a big funnel with a white cloth over it. Catch rainwater, fill that cistern up.
Yeah, we done that too, Dallas, shaking that jar.
I didn't know well, we didn't get electricity till I was about 9. And we didn't have running water in the house till I was 15. Well, Daddy built a new house, and this old house down here was getting bad shape. Built a new house, and that's the first time I know what it was going to school, but we didn't have running water in the house till then.
Yeah.
But I was talking about a toilet one day. My daughter looked at me and said, "Daddy, what's a daggum toilet?" And I told her. I said, "You talk about how far it was from the house and get up in the wintertime." I said, "You'd have to go." I said, 0 weather and way down there. She said, I said, "Well, you would have do it in your pants." Because I said, "It's only." I said, "With no bathroom."
Okay, Tim, take care.
House. Morning, evening, Mr. Molina. Well, morning actually, but you're going to have a good Easter, and we'll see you here in a little while.
Yeah, if you guys like cow
sorry,
butter,
I'm just now drinking coffee. I can't think straight too well. Yeah.
if you guys like cow butter, I'll tell you an easy way to get the flavor. You take you some country crock and some sour cream, mix it together, and put it back in the refrigerator and let it set up, and you'll have almost the same flavor as homemade cow butter, and it won't be as hard. It's easy spread, and it's close as I could get to it without having to go get milk.
Well, I didn't
Have
know
you?
this.
I know you guys have, but have you ever had goat butter?
No, I've never had goat butter. Now I've had the
Man,
cheese.
that's some rich butter.
I've had
I
the
had,
cheese, and I've drank some of the milk, but I've
yep.
never had the butter. Now,
Never cared for goat's milk. It had like a twang to it, but uh, but the goat butter, boy, my great grandmother used to make that thing, and she used to have a old hand churn deal. The handle you pushed up and down. Then she got
up
a
and
little
down.
machine
I
that
had
done
it.
it itself. But man, it was good.
That was a job churning that butter.
Yeah, that's
And
why in all the movie stuff you see the kids done it all. Yeah,
my
kids
gra-
sitting there.
yeah, my grandmother tore my tail many times goofing off doing that. I wouldn't want to do it.
Oh,
She'd tell me that, and I'd start doing it. And she'd go in the house, and I'd quit. She took
Come
good
on
old
down.
leave.
sorry about that, Carmel.
Yeah, we didn't.
Morning, Carmel.
Morning,
Bluegrass, what's going on?
morning, gentlemen.
Bluegrass. Yeah, mom take a blender and get that cow's milk, get the cream off of it, and take a blender and not blender. Well,
Well,
yeah, it is a handheld blender and make cow butter like that too.
yeah, that's what if you say that woman up there sells that milk, sells cream too. Real rich enough. She told us, she said you can take it and put it in a blender and let it just keep churning like in the blender, and it'll mix it up where it. No, I'll tell you right, I wouldn't either. It was my wife's. Oh goodness, mixer. She had a mixer where one of them stationary with a bow that goes around,
Yeah,
and she put that in there, and she said just let it keep it. And she said it'll finally get real thick like butter. And she said when it does, when you take it out, it'll be it's a pile of milk in the bottom where it's water. It ain't got a cream in it. It'll still be a milk, but it'll thicken up just like butter. And
yeah,
you pour that out, the milk that's in it, go back in there and let it spin some more, and it'll finally thicken on down where it's just like butter.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do it, and she was telling my wife that, and we tried it, and it worked.
Oh yeah,
Huh.
That people we get that milk from, or that dairy where they make chocolate too. My wife gets the chocolate. She'll get her half a gallon of chocolate. I'll get a gallon of the regular milk every Saturday.
I ain't had no chocolate, but I bet it's awesome.
It's good. It's good. My wife liked it, and she'll get a half a gallon every Saturday.
In a glass container.
Yes. Look, you
Yeah.
can get a half a gallon. It's just like the old milk bottles when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Now,
There's a place here called Farmhand Supply. They got some people come in and they supply them with a natural milk from the cows, and they make the chocolate out of it. And man, you talk about some good milk, good chocolate
it's
milk.
good.
Oh my gosh!
The
And there's
big
no
now the half a
additives, no
gallon. Mine comes in that
preservatives,
bigger
just
jug.
pure milk.
Yeah, we've raised almost everything. I mean, gardens and everything else. Only thing I didn't do, we didn't have tobacco till I got on up to 16, 17 years old. My younger brother got to growing it, and I helped a few times with that, and that broke me. I didn't care for it. But we had too bad of luck with it. But he grew it for 20 years, I guess. But first year the uh, rain got in so bad, one out of storm tore it all to pieces. Then the next year it was so dad blame dry. Well, 2 years there we went through a dry spell. It never did get knee high hardly. And I told him, I said, there ain't no money in it. I quit messing with it.
Carmel, what you been up to this morning?
I've just been laying around taking it easy.
Can't blame you.
Froggy
I've been
over
so
there
busy.
stuffing eggs this morning.
I've been so busy trying to catch skipjack, and I'm wore slap out.
Just kind of hit and miss on those skipjack, ain't it?
Oh, yes, sir. The waters up there, I went up Saturday. I did not catch one fish. I left about 1 o'clock, maybe two, and never did get a hit or nothing. But they got these spotted suckers up there. They're pretty big that turn pink on the belly.
Yeah.
They're spawning up there right now, and they stretch about 30 feet out, so they're in there thick. So they wouldn't hit, and the water's muddy, flowing extremely fast. And for the last 3 weeks, they haven't been hitting very good at all up there. And right now, they should be piled in, and they can't figure out what's going on. They figure that with these cold rains coming in, it's keeping that water temperature down.
Yeah.
I was watching the other day, and
And these cold nights are not helping none at all.
Where was you fishing at? Kentucky?
Yes, sir.
I was
They come
watching.
back up here where I live now. They went disappeared there for a while. You still catch them, but boy, they got slim.
Oh yeah,
The
we was
shad
catching them up there
did.
in spurts. You had to be there all day, but there'd be a 30-minute spurt where you'd catch 50, 60, 70 in 30 minutes. And then all of a sudden it's
boy,
dead.
got
You
up
won't
here,
catch
got
another
up.
one.
You go up there Sundays, wouldn't catch 2 or 3, and go back next day and fill a bucket full. But and then, you used to go up there, you could get a trash can full in no time. And there
Oh,
for
yeah.
several years, they got where they wasn't as thick and all. But last couple of years, they've been coming back. Now, they're telling me now the water's full of them up there.
Yeah, Tennessee's doing real good right now with the skipjack, but their water's warmed up. They're further south, and their water's warmed up quicker. But usually by now, I'm catching 300, 400, 500 a day.
Well, that's what whenever Mr. Lyle Stokes, him and his wife would meet up with somebody from Alabama up there at Cummins City, and they go up here to TVA where I'm talking about, and said he catch enough fish. I think he said enough to do him all year. They would. They catch. I forgot how many. And but I know they got where. Shoot, you wouldn't catch enough to do you a month.
Yeah, you're only allowed Tennessee. You're allowed 100. Alabama, you're allowed 100 per person per day.
Per person now, yeah.
And if you get caught coming across that line with get caught, if there's 2 of you, you got, say you've been up there 4 days, you got 400 or 500 fish, and you get busted.
Yeah,
you get caught.
But they say the water up there now. I ain't been up there TVA fishing yet. They say you can go up there and there ain't no trouble. Fill it back in a truck up if you want to. Throwing nets and they fish for them. I like to fish for them. I think that's the way Mr. Lyle and them would do. Go up there and they fish for them.
Yeah. Well, my business, bait business, has expanded so much now that I'm going to have to start going to Tennessee, getting my 100, and going to Alabama, getting my 100, and making sure I got 2 or 3 people to go with me, and that way we can catch enough to pay for the trips.
Now, where are you located? You said Alabama?
No, I'm in southeast Missouri, right in the corner of Missouri on the southeast side.
See, I'm in Tennessee.
Yep, this is what they call the tri-state right here area that I'm right across the Mississippi River from Tennessee, Kentucky, and Illinois.
Okay. I'm ready to on the borderline of West and Middle Tennessee, right join in Kentucky. I'm right on the line with Kentucky. I'm Fort Campbell, Kentucky, or land between the lakes, they call it. I'm about 30 minutes from each one of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you come across the state where Tennessee starts in West Tennessee, comes across and then all at once just stopped and got a little step up. That's where I live, that county right there.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think
it. Under it, really, Houston County, nearly one of the smallest counties it is. We're number 93 out of 96. I live in a little tiny county. It's got 8,700 people is all in it, the whole county.
Wow. I know a lot of people don't understand the land between the lakes. That's a pretty good size area.
One of the biggest places like that hunting. Now I think it's one of the biggest it was, or something like that. I forgot how they said it now. Uh, Tennessee's got, I think it's 87,000 something acres. It's over 100 in Kentucky.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we
No,
killed.
I'm not a hillbilly. I'm a flatlander down here. I live in the flatlands right here. Whenever I go anywhere, I have to go uphill.
Yeah, we used to go to Illinois a lot. I had some cousins up there. We go up there and coon hunt with them. Granite City, Illinois, places like that. We go there, and what was that other one? Where David lived, his son. Oh, I can't even think of the name of it now. Go to Deerfield, all up in there and coon hunt some. We go up there and spend 3 or 4 days.
Hey, Rusty, you
Yeah.
you know any of the Leadbetters down there?
No.
They was. I thought it was a joke, but they was a family called the Leadbetters down there.
Oh yeah. Yep.
We got a few of them that act like it around here. A lot of
Yep.
them act like Marcel.
Yeah, you know the big old feud that was up Kentucky between I think it was Kentucky between the Hatfield and McCoys.
Yeah, West Virginia, Kentucky.
Yeah, there was some of the Hatfield families lived around here.
We're kin to them. Somewhere in there. My buddy of mine out here run a thing. He's kin to us way off, but he run a something. We're kin to them and Jesse James. I said, well, I've heard all I want to hear. I said, bunch like that, I don't want nobody to know it.
Well, the Hatfield McCoy Trail is there in Man, West Virginia, and Chris's family ain't too far from that.
Is that where that's where the Hatfield McCoys were from West Virginia?
Yeah.
Yeah, West Virginia and Kentucky.
Okay. Kentucky.
Yeah, they branched all over the place, man. There was down here in this part of Missouri. So I grew up in Steele, Missouri. Well, from the time I was 13 up to now, to a grown man, and down moved off. But there was some outside of town there, out in the country. There was some Hatfields out there, and I'm telling you, they still lived like they was in the hills.
Uh-huh. Well, I read a thing on them. It was like, what was it, 80 something? Before that feud, they signed some kind of document. It was over with each other. I think I read
had two huge families. Yep.
I think the government made them sign something, and they signed something in 80 something that they wouldn't feud no more, but they were still a feuding something.
Yep. Well, they still do today. They said that nowadays they run across each other, they'll still feud and fight.
Well, they say some up here south side in Montgomery County. A boy told me, he said the original one families from that family bunch. And he said they don't get along at all. He said I think it was the McCoys that moved there, and these Hatfield found it out 3 or 4 years later and moved up there close to them. And he said, I'm gonna tell you what, they don't get along at all, Jimmy. I said, that's silly.
Yeah, I think it all started over a hog.
Over stealing a pig, yeah.
Some people thought it was where that boy and girl, one from each side of the families, got together, but it was all over a hog.
Well, movie, I watched that movie.
That's what.
About it. That girl was
them two getting together is kind of what started it, but what say like how they say it the straw that broke the camel's back is when that old boy bought a pig off somebody and it was actually stolen, and it was branded with one of their brands.
Yeah.
And it was their pig, and that's what boom, and then it went from downhill there. Because some other people stole the pig. Actually, the way that I was described, because I went to school with one of the boys, and they was talking about it because everybody was always curious about him, And he said, back in the family today, he said some pigs got out, and some people out there caught them, and they took them and sold them. And one
Yeah, I've
of
seen
the uh, one of the family members bought the pig, and they accused him of stealing it, and then
it.
they
Had that
shot him.
mark on it, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mark on ears. They knew exactly whose it was,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what kicked it off right there because it was hot under the collar when that one girl and that boy, one from each family, like he said, got together and got married.
See, one
And
of them, the boys married, and that's how it got tied into us. And in that movie, it calls her Charlene Brake. And so that's what we are, Brakes. And he called, and he shot him that day because he called her a whore. He was on a horse. They was talking. He said, I
uh,
heard you getting married. And that guy said, yeah. And he told him, he said, well, everybody knows Charlene Brake was a whore. And he pulled his foot in his shoes, him in the shoulder, and he broke out right there. They just didn't get along at all.
do that's what they give. And they got live in the same county area, and they got two huge families.
Yes, sir. Well, that's like down here at this lake. There's some rough old boys live down at the lake. They don't bother you, but there's
Yeah,
some.
which one was them? I forgot which one, but one of them was a big, huge logging family. One of them logged.
That was
Which one was it?
Hatfield.
They were the ones that logged.
Yeah, Double Ants was the boss over all that.
Oh yeah, he was the mean one, boy.
Yeah, I watched a documentary on that. They did a lot of logging.
Uh huh.
He was also sheriff down there in Matewan too.
Yeah,
I was going to say down here at the end of the county, there next to Kentucky Lake, they don't bother you, but there's some rough old boys there. Like you said, they raised around each other, but every time you turn around, somebody's getting in a fight down there or something with a bunch
yeah,
of them. I mean, each other. But far as I've been down there fishing on Kentucky Lake at night, I've had them to drive up several of them. Drunk as a bicycle, they wouldn't bother you. They sit and talk to you. But if they run into each other, they fight like they come cats and dogs.
yeah, yeah. They the ones that lived down here. It was just a small family. I think it was they had like 6 kids, one girl, all them boys, and they lived down there on the Mississippi River on the river side, on the other side of the levee, and their house was on like a 18, 20 foot stilts.
Mm-hmm.
And when the river flooded, they had to have a boat they parked their vehicles up on the levee, and they would boat to the levee to get their vehicles to go to school, town, and stuff like that. But they lived off that river.
Well, see, that's the way down there at Kentucky Lake. If you go where you have to stop because you run off in, there ain't no bridge across it. But
Yeah,
you get there at the end, there's a grist mill, a granary sticking up out of the water down there 3 stories. They claim there's 5 underwater there. They took that town. Danville was the name of the town. They flooded it out. But that old mill, granary still sticks up out of the water.
huh.
It's been there for, I don't know, it's all concrete. But it was there during the Civil War because they talked about Grant, where they captured that part of the bridge and burnt the bridge there for they couldn't transport back and forth across there. The South couldn't.
Could you imagine the big fish that's down in there?
Oh boy, I've heard a bunch of them divers dive from most. So there's some monsters down there. He said, "Now I ain't seen one I could swim in, like you hear people talk about."
Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard him. You said you could swim. I ain't found nothing like that. But he said, I've seen some over 100 pounds. He's talking about
yep.
big cat.
Oh yeah,
And
because them
they don't
catfish, they
swim around
love
that.
them dark holes.
Yeah, them granaries, no, them divers won't swim around it because of so many people have been hung up in it and it hooks. And they say you'll tear your suit, and them suits is high.
Yeah.
One boy told me, he said, I bought one time, and he said, $150 in the first day I wore it around that grain. He said, I dived around it, tore a hole in it. And
Huh.
most of them will do. He said, there's hooks all over. I think when people's fished and lost them.
Huh.
That's a deep hole of water. I know that. right in there. They got a ferry down there now, right down from where the boat dock is. You can cross it now and go over on. When as soon as you cross, you're in West Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet there's some big fishing down there in Kentucky Lake down there. Good crappie fishing.
Yeah, they still got it. The only ferry running around over here on this side is the one that's up here at Kentucky Ferry. It runs from across Kentucky, and it takes you, like, I don't know where it takes you at. I think over towards on the Tennessee side over there to it's on the backside of Reelfoot, like you're going to the backside of Reelfoot.
Well, they got one up here, Cumming City. It's been there over 100 years. They said, it just carries you across the Cumberland River. Though it's just, I
Yeah.
don't know, 300 yards. I guess it's
Yeah, I
just
remember riding the ferry. Grandma and Grandpa, when I was a kid, we lived in California, and I spent summers with them all summer long, and we'd come to Tennessee to visit his sisters and his brothers and stuff, and we'd come up here to Missouri over at Cottonwood Point, right next to the Arkansas state line there, and get on the ferry and go across over to the Tennessee Bottoms, like heading to the backside of Dyersburg. And
Gettysburg.
yeah,
I've
and
read
we
the
ride
100
that
all
ferry
that.
for years. Now that the only one running now is the Kentucky Ferry, right down the road here,
I
about
know first still running. It's
20
not a big
miles.
ferry. I think you can get the one they got now is bigger than what they used to have. One that well, the school bus crossed it every day. They get the school bus and get one or two cars beside of it. But that school bus took up the lane. But now you can put 6 cars on the one they got now.
Yeah,
Uh, up there, but it's like I say, it's just TVA said it's just right, oh, 500 yards up there at TVA, but they claim they was gonna build a bridge, and ever since they moved here back in the '60s, but they never have.
yeah,
But they
yeah.
didn't even they crossed
That's
that
what
river
put
anyway.
the two ferries here, one at Cottonwood Point and the one that back over here at Portersville that crossed the river there. That when they built that bridge going from Missouri over to Dyersburg across the river, they put them ferries out of business.
They
But the
never.
roads
I mean, ever
still.
since I've known it, I'm 62, and it's been there ever since I've known it. And I heard Daddy said that they used to cross the river in mule wagon right there. Said it just come up about middle way to Tarzan, but when TVA bought it, they trenched that out, dug it out, places up there. It was shallow. But
Huh,
now I don't. I think it's about 30 foot now in there.
yeah, I
What's
know
the name of
where
the fishing? You had the
uh,
Steve. What's his name? The big time fisherman, Steve
Douglas.
Douglas. He's got a video where he's down there fishing. Yeah, you see him that he's stopping there in the ferry going across, and he catches some big fish in there with TVA.
Hell yeah, the two ferry landings here are hot spots for catfish during the spawn because the old ferries they used to keep that dredged out and the boats kept it flushed
Yeah,
out and there's good holes down in there. And I'm telling you, it was awesome fishing. I mean, it is still awesome fishing down in Disney's Pond. I've seen some 50, 60 pound blues be pulled out of there.
oh yeah.
Morning,
Dominic, what you
Dominic.
crying for? Dominic over there all crying.
Oh, Dominic, here's a cup of coffee, bud. Sit back, relax. Breakfast to be on its way.
He hung up on one. It bent that pole over and it reeled him. It spooled him out there and got him wrapped around them rocks. Couldn't get it in.
Oh,
Y'all
Tony
see
said
that?
it was taking drag and it almost spooled him out.
You see that big and Danny Stone caught last night?
I don't keep up with him.
58 pound blue cat.
Lucky's little shit. Excuse my language. Morning, Sandy. Yeah, I don't keep up with him, so
morning, Sandy.
Well,
Yeah.
y'all, I'm going to check out because I'm going to go eat breakfast and lay down for a little bit. I was up all night watching that. I just want to come up and say hi to y'all.
Well, I appreciate you coming up there, Jay Fox.
Yes, sir, Mr. Brown.
Morning,
All right, Jay
Greg.
Fox, you have a good day.
You too, Rusty. Mr. Carmel, you too.
Hey, you have a good one too, Jay Fox. Son.
Y'all have a good day now. Happy
Morning,
Easter.
Grace. You mean it just took off running and it wouldn't stop? That current's moving, so he probably got in that current and just took off like crazy.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to go up there and kidnap Carmel to get him out.
Hey, I'm not getting out there freezing anymore. I'm past that point in my life.
I can handle a little bit of cold, but not a lot.
There's not really no flatheads right there, but there's huge blues right there. There's been some giant blues caught out of that spot.
Yeah.
As far as flatheads, they hang up around the dam up there.
Well, it's not so bad getting out there freezing half the time. It's the next day or two that always bothers me. My old bones kind of want to seize up after that.
Yeah. I used to be able to go out there and withstand cold about half a day, but I don't think I can do it anymore.
Sandy said next weekend here it's supposed to be warm. I tell you what, we get a couple warm days here or one warm day, and then the next few days we got severe thunderstorms and tornadoes dropping.
Yeah, it's supposed to be warm next weekend here too. Mushrooms, they're starting to find them, little ones, but these cold nights is hurting them, I believe.
That's what problem is. It'd be like 80 degrees one day. Wake up the next morning, it's like down in the 40s and 30s. I mean, it's not weird weather. Yeah, when it's down real low, uh, plus it was staying down. Yeah, you can't hardly get them up when that current. They want to stay down low where the current's not as bad as midway up. But I have seen, oh, I haven't seen, but I've heard people talk about when the water gets low back here on that, they fish from them rocks, throw out there, and catch flatheads out of there. Especially off the end of that point down there if you get out far enough.
Yeah, Grays, I can't get down there where I want to go. I know a good spot up there. Everybody from Michigan comes down and hunts it. Does pretty good. I just got to get up there and hit that horse trail, go down in there. Morning, Dot. Happy Easter, buddy. Why is your feelings hurt, Dominic? You'll still get to do your Easter egg hunt today. See, when you get as old as me, Carmel, and Rustic, we can go out there and hide the eggs and wait 30 minutes and go back. It's just like having an Easter egg hunt for yourself.
You got that right.
But it's probably one of them big muscular type fish you got a hold of here.
You need to sneak out and catch some of the trout they've been stocking, Ernie.
Bud, the trout they stock, I wouldn't waste my gas going to catch.
Hey,
10 to
those,
13 inch ain't big.
those trout heads make good bait.
Yeah, but where I have to go, it's an hour to get there, and then you're only allowed so many. And
About 5, I think it is. How far are you from Lancaster?
about an hour. If you look on the map and find Tar Holler State Park, you're at my house.
Yeah, I know that. You're right there. what, half a mile down the road or something like that?
Yeah,
Quarter
something
mile.
like that. It's about a
Far.
mile.
They used to stock them in that lake there too, didn't they? The one in
No,
Tar Holler.
no, not as long as I've been here. They ain't.
I thought years ago they used to.
I know Rose Lake, which you got to pay the park now to be able to walk down over the bank, even though the swimming pool ain't open. It's probably, I want to say, maybe a quarter mile back there to it.
They stock them in that little old lake out there in Groveport now too. The Heritage Park right in the middle of Groveport there.
I heard something about that. I think Uncle Tom mentioned something about it. Yeah, the Easter Bunny comes and goes pretty quick, Murillo. You got to set that trap early. Yeah, see, you got Rose Lake, Lake Alma, Yoctangi Park, and Chillicothe. You got Clear Creek over there. They put some in too, right there off of 33.
Yeah, I saw Polar Bear the other night, and I told him I might try to slide down to Lancaster and fish down there. He said all he has to do is walk right across the field, and he's there. You know.
Yeah. Rustic, the boss is
Yeah.
up.
Do what?
I said the boss just walked through.
Did she?
Yeah, she's getting ready to get her coffee.
Oh, tell her I said good morning.
Said good morning.
I think I'll wait after she has her coffee to say good morning.
She must have had a rough night. I know she's been up at least twice. First time I got up was 1 o'clock, and I thought it was 4 or 5. I drank a little bit of coffee I had in my cup from last night. It was warm. I went back to bed. These cold nights start warming up a little bit more than 30 degrees. The mushrooms should pop up pretty good. If not, I'll be plucking some dandelion bloom and washing them up and deep frying them.
Yeah.
Grace said good morning, Chris. Said good morning. She's getting ready to get woke up and go to church this morning. I'm going to go out and clean the splitter mess up that's out there and the chunks that wasn't no good that they brought me. Throw them down the creek there, use them for filling. The shavings off of it where I busted. Yeah, Greg. You can eat 99% of that dandelion plant. It's supposed to be good for your stomach. You take the bloom, just wash them up and roll in the flour and fry them. They're closest to a mushroom as you can get. They're pretty good. You just do the bloom, not the whole plant. Good morning, Eric B. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Happy Easter to you too. Poke should be popping up pretty soon too. The old poke plant's good eat. Yep, the yellow tops. Guy giving me some of them. I thought it was little baby mushrooms he grew or something. And he told me what they was. I said, ain't no way. And busted one of them open. It was just as bright and yellow inside. I ain't good at finding mushrooms, but what I do find, I'll make me a sandwich out of it. And Chrissy likes hers refried the next day.
I never tried them refried.
Yeah, what didn't get eat, we put in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Next morning, get up and just heat them back up. It makes them crispier.
That sounds good.
Our grandbaby fell in love with them. He ate one night before. Next morning, he got up and wanted a couple of eggs, and he said, "You got any more of them Molly Moochers?" And I took and fixed him up a plate. He sat there and dipped them mushrooms in his egg.
Hey, Ernie, I'm gonna have to get off here, bud, and let my phone charge up.
All right, Rusty, appreciate you coming up, bud.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
All right, good luck today.
All right, bye.
Bye.
You was talking about that poke. My mom used to love that, but she'd wilt that down and she would just smother it in bacon grease.
Oh yeah.
I mean, kind of wonder.
We fried all leaves and all. We canned some one time. Oh my gosh, you talk about winter time.
Yeah,
That tastes so good.
that's what she'd do. Well, I don't know if she really fried it. I think she called it wilting it down or something.
Yes, you can weld
But
it down with bacon grease like you do the lettuce and green onions.
yeah, and I mean, she would just an ungodly amount of bacon grease over. You'd think that'd clog your arteries right now, you know.
Yep. Anybody want to come up? There's the link. Yeah, it's good. They're good. You gotta get it when it's young, though. If you don't, it gets kind of tough.
Yeah, but that was a different way she fixed it when it got tough like that. I think she's cooked the shit out of it or something.
Yeah.
You know, but
It's kind of like okra. I thought I was doing good, man. I had plants out there 5, 6 foot tall, great big old pieces of okra on it. Nobody told me anything about it. I was like, boy, I'm having a good year. I want to eat good. I got out there, got it, brought it in. Oh my God, it was like, you know how celery, when you break it, it gets all them little hairs on it. That's what it did after it was fried.
yeah,
It was like eating a piece of wood or something other. Oh,
yeah,
God just laughed at me. He said, you got to get them when they're finger long.
yeah. Yeah, I think you're supposed to pick that when it's about 10, 12 inches long. Keep it going like that, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to plant me a couple plants this year. I love that okra. We go to Captain D's. You want fries and slaw? No, just give me a double order of okra. If I get over that way today or tomorrow, well, I can't go nowhere tomorrow. I stopped and talked to an old boy that was doing the road. He's going to hook me up supposedly tomorrow with some regrind for the driveway. So
Yeah.
I can't go nowhere. That's important.
Yeah, around here they've been advertising that regrind on what was it, Craigslist, I believe it was.
Yeah. Yeah, you take out and put it down pretty thick and drive over it. When it get on a real hot day, get it when it's real hot, spray it with diesel fuel and drive on it, and it'll pack it all back together real good. It's almost like having a blacktop road.
I was thinking about getting some for the driveway here, putting down a layer of it. and then put some limestone gravel over top of it.
I'm gonna have to go down to Gray's. He likes that okra too. Oh, Eric, he's on it. Oh, Eric here, he's like us. He likes that old time food. Of course, it's better for you than the stuff they got in the can anyway.
I don't think there's much nutrition in that stuff in the can, really.
They ain't. Well, when you open that can up, man, all that, you're cutting the can. Where's all them little shavings of metal going? That's going in your food.
Well, I mean, if it's halfway decent, it would taste like something anybody home canned, and it don't come close to even that, you know.
Well, the green beans, Chrissy takes and puts a little bacon grease in there and cooks them down, and they're not too bad.
Yeah, they're not bad, but they still don't come close to something like you've home canned. I mean, as far as taste things go, you know.
No, they don't. They don't go come. They're not as good as home can. Grace, you keep it up, you're gonna have a dog on your porch. And Brussels sprouts, you can't get enough of those. I don't care how many you fix. They're addictive. I'll make a meal off of that and okra.
I don't eat the okra, but I like me some Brussels sprouts now.
Oh man, put them in butter. I made some pork chops last night. I got lucky. I found 6 chops over there and only spent $3 on them. And it was pretty good sized chops. I fixed them last night. I got thinking about when it got done, taking them out and pouring a cup of coffee in there, stirring the bottom real good, and putting in the refrigerator after it cools down. Get up this morning, make me some biscuits and gravy and sprinkle that across the top.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there he goes. He's got to add the other 2 things in there, onions and bacon. You know, I think I know what I'll do. I got a thing of chicken livers in there. I think I'll just fix those later today when they thaw out. Good morning, Ontario Adventures. Appreciate you coming in. Got 15 great people in here this morning. Wow. I figure everybody would be up and getting their day started, getting ready for the grandkids and the kids and all that. Well, Grace, buddy, you just come on up. You never know what might be fixed up here. I know keto food don't sound good, but Chrissy could whip up a keto pizza. Lord, son, it tastes better than any pizza I ever bought out of a shop. It's got chicken crust, no bread. We did get 2 things of ground chicken once, little tubes. I figured, well, you know, that's an 18-inch pan. Probably take 2 of them. She made that up with that, and I ain't never seen chicken rise, but that come up on the pan. I thought it looked like bread. You know, we could have got by with 1. Good morning, Roger, Uncle Lou. Appreciate y'all coming in. Either one of y'all want to come up, more than welcome to. All great. It is good. Especially when you can sprinkle a little barbecue sauce on top of it or ranch. Man, that's great. I gotta get out and get this new cast net wet. I got a little bit bigger one. This might be some fun. You can use ground chicken or the canned shredded chicken to make your crust. For the crust, the only thing you do, there you go. Good morning, Raj. There you are.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Not a whole lot. Yeah, you used what was that you used on that cheese? Mozzarella cheese.
Right.
Mozzarella cheese and egg, mix it together with your chicken and put it out on a pan. You got baked Parmesan cheese. That's Parmesan cheese, my fault. And Parmesan cheese, shredded chicken, and some egg. You put it out on a pan after you mix it. Bake it a little bit, flip it over, bake the other side a little bit. Just dry it out. Then you pull it out, put your toppings on, and throw it back in the oven.
Good morning, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Feeling a little bit better. I mean, it comes and goes, but I did get out there and get a cart of wood put down the other end. Still got a lot to go, though.
We did the Big Fox tournament yesterday, and man, it was awesome. Man, we had such a good time. We didn't even catch a fish, and it was one of our best fishing trips of the year.
That's cool.
It was a really, really tough bite yesterday. Over half the field never weighed in a fish. Only one boat. It was a 4-fish limit to weigh in. Only one boat caught 4 fish,
Wow.
and they won.
You know, sometimes it don't take much. Just a lot.
These guys, if you guys haven't heard of the catfishing duo, it's Justin Connor and Tabitha. They got a YouTube channel, and they fish the Kanawha River a lot. And they know it well. That's their backyard. And they showed up and proved it yesterday. Because it took big time anglers that fish those areas or just, extremely successful to even catch fish. So yesterday, first place went to Justin Connor and Tabitha. Second place went to Joe Granada. If you haven't seen Joe Granada's catfishing YouTube channel, it's freaking awesome. Man, he catches a lot of fish on the Ohio River. He fishes the James River. Man, he's really good. And a stand-up guy. I met him yesterday for the first time. And then Chris Souders took third place yesterday with the young kid that won the fishing trip with him. So,
Wow.
it was Chris Souders, Joe Granada, and Justin Connor winning top 3 yesterday, and so I can take a beating from those guys. I can handle getting beat by the pros.
Well, yeah, that's expected. But now suppose it was the other way around.
Yeah, well, last weekend we don't ever fish that area really, and last weekend, you know how we love to fish the dam. If you guys see us out, a lot of times we're at the dam or real close to it. So we thought, hey, our nature tells us to fish a dam. So we put in Gallipolis and ran 32 miles up to Racine Dam.
Wow. Grace said that's Flathead Luke, right?
What's that?
Flathead Luke, that's the little kid.
Okay, I'm going to turn my cam off. Something's wrong. I can't get my phone to go speaker. It's only coming through the earpiece. So I'm going to turn my cam off so you guys don't have to look up my nose. Yeah, there's a lot of blues up there. Zach went up there last weekend and scouted, and he decided to go ahead and fish. And if we fished last weekend, Zach by himself had 135 pounds of fish and 4 fish.
Wow. Morning, J-Dog.
J-Dog, what's up, buddy? I can't see the chat.
Graves asked that little boy's name was Flathead Luke. Was that him?
Who? No, I don't think so. I don't recognize that.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of Flathead Luke. There you go, J-Dog. You want to come up?
Yeah, you know what? I think I may have seen that name before. I don't know who it is, but I think I've heard that name before. Somebody else mentioned it.
I ain't heard of it.
I don't know. I think he might have a YouTube channel as well.
Might be able to go back and was it any of it YouTube?
No, I don't know. I think I've seen his name somewhere, but I can't recall where.
The tournament that Roger's talking about yesterday. There's a little boy on there that was with Chris Sodders. Him and Chris took third place. Somebody asked if that was his name.
I don't remember the little boy's name. He was little. He was like 5, 6 years old.
Oh, look here. I feel privileged now.
What's that?
Look who just come up here and joined us.
I miss you, Muskrat.
Hang on, I can't see my phone player.
I miss you, Muskrat.
Hey, dog, what's up, buddy?
I miss you.
I miss you too, man. We got to get together.
We'll talk about that off camera. That's weird. Everybody here about our relationship.
Yeah, I might have to show up that day.
I can handle that. I've got to come up and get you guys. Let's go do some crappie fishing, man. I haven't been crappie fishing yet. They've been tearing them up.
Mm-hmm. What's it?
Good morning, Mr. Squirrel.
But
Josh, I just sent Josh messages saying we ain't got links to get in, but he ain't never said nothing.
oh, that's right. You guys are fishing the Biggest Loser contest today, right?
Yeah.
Hey, good luck on that.
I'll be over there. We couldn't have. Well, first of all, we didn't catch a fish, so we didn't miss out much anyway. Second, we tried to get in anyway, and we had no service, man. Where we were at up at the Racine Dam, it's like no service. We tried to even get in and watch the tournament. We couldn't even watch it. Couldn't get on Facebook or nothing. We had to just talk to each other.
I will. Who's your provider?
I got AT&T.
Oh, okay. Chris asked. I said, I don't know. I'll ask him. Morning, Mike Irvin. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah. I had such a good time. There were so many people there, and there were a lot of folks that we talked to on YouTube. I've never met in person. So Stonefly 71, and then they did a whole bunch of counters. We used a little clicker to count your fish. He donated a whole bag of counters for me to give away at the kids tournament. Got to talk to him for a while. His name's Matt. Man, he's a great guy. Chris Wright and his son was fishing the tournament yesterday. He's in the channel a lot. Got to shake their hand and hang out with them. Lowry, I can't remember his first name, come over and spoke to him. And then at the very end of the day, this is one of my highlights. At the very end of the day, 2 kids running up to me. They were probably maybe 11 and 12, a boy and a girl. And they said, "Hey, do you have a YouTube channel?" "Yeah, we watch your channel all the time." "Really?" And I was, you guys know how much I like kids, and that's kids and veterans, my two weak spots. And yeah, they come up and talk to me, and they come over to the boat, got some stickers off of me. I took some stickers. I forgot to pass them out earlier, but knowing that there's kids, 10, 11 years old, watching the show, really just feels good to me. I hope that anything we bring on the show, they get to learn and help them become better anglers and get more excited about catfishing. It was probably one of the highlight of my day. Those 2 kids coming up to me at the end, I felt like a superstar.
Hey, I'm gonna have to jump off here and get in chat and tell them that I ain't got a link, I guess.
All right, J-Dog. Appreciate you coming up. Be careful today and good luck.
Yeah, good luck, guys. I'll be in chat over there. as you guys can tell, I'm driving. So I'll be in chat as much best of my ability anyway.
That's about all you can do with the way the phone services is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm kind of working today, so I'll be in and out and on and off. I kind of skimmed through yesterday's results, and holy cow, did Bobcat and Anthony show up for the tournament? Holy cow, 170 some pounds.
Yeah,
That would
was great.
That would be first place in almost any tournament, even on the Mississippi, that I've seen.
Yeah, he started early yesterday morning. I mean, he bam, bam, bam all day long.
What was his biggest fish? I never caught that.
I don't know. Gray said his boys watch your videos too. They're 13 and 15.
Oh man, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I think my next live stream, I'm going to ask kids to put their age in there. See what how many kids under 16 we got viewing, because we got the kids tournament coming up. So now that the Pink Fox tournament's over, we're going to start hyping up the kids tournament. Get some kids signed up and get rallying behind putting together a good show for the kids and then prizes to give away for the viewers. So I'll be looking for donations and sponsorships and things like that to help make it a great show.
Yeah, everybody I see has got kids in the fishing department. When I'm in there, I kind of turn them on to it a little bit, let them know where they can find you.
Well, I appreciate it. I need to get business cards. I run into people all the time, talk to them, and I tell them the channel name, but we all know they forget. Yeah. I forget.
Yeah, I just got them stickers made up. What was it? A couple weeks ago, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, she got them all ordered and got them in.
I got my sticker the other day, man. They are awesome looking. I can't wait. Get it up on the board. I'm going to have to earn another one off of you somehow to get it on the boat.
Well, only way you're going to do that is meet up with me down there.
Sounds like a deal. I'll take you fishing.
Well, we go on the river. We can do the bank, either one. There's a good little spot there in Portsmouth.
Oh, no. You come down here, we're taking the boat out. Although I did sign up for John Euler's bank tournament.
Well,
I have not fished the bank in like 10 years.
Well, we fished where Chrissy broke her ankle at. It's good. Great big area right there. Right where the Scioto runs right into the Ohio River.
That's it. That's a good area. We catch some fish there. Yeah, I've been debating on where I want to go drag a couch to.
Well, that would be easy because you can back right down over the bank and set it out right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great spot.
Yeah, that might be doable.
Good morning, Morez. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad. I would do it, but I ain't going to be dumping no couch out. I ain't lifting on that stuff.
Yeah.
Now, you get me one of them van couches, now I can deal with that. He said that would work too, so there you go. You can use a van couch.
A what?
A couch out of a van. It's more or less like a bench seat, that's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got some ideas. I won't let the cat out the bag because it's competition. There's a prize for the best setup. So
okay.
I got some things in mind of how to pimp my couch.
I seen a nice one the other day. We was going down the road, and I seen it. It was covered up with plastic out there. I was like, "Hey, there's a couch somebody thrown away. I could get that.
Yeah,
use that for that tournament."
Yeah, that's my goal is to just find a couch sitting out somewhere and grab it. And I might get some funny looks, but that's okay. I get that anyway.
Oh, that's okay. As long as you don't get in trouble when you set it out and they think you're dumping it.
Yeah, that was a concern because I thought about taking it. I thought about going up on Hoover. There's a few areas there from the bank that, depending on what the fish are doing, could be dynamite, but
Yeah.
they're a little picky up there. I thought, if I drag that couch out there, they're going to come get me.
It's possible, but if you tell them what's going on,
Yeah. I'm not hard to deal with, so I
then
think I heard your.
then they'd probably ask for your ID and everything, write everything down, and then come back and check it later.
Yeah. It sounds like a fun event. Limitation on baits. I can't use any natural baits. Chicken liver, night crawlers, shrimp. So it's gonna be difficult,
Yeah.
but that's okay. I told myself this year I'm going to challenge myself and try some new things, do some different stuff, and I've made a lot of changes already so far this year in my life, and so I'm going to try to do some things outside of my comfort zone and see how I like it or if I don't like it or whatever.
I got faith in you. You could do it.
I appreciate it. I'm going to have fun, you know that. So I'll have a good time either way.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get out and learn to cast this other cast net. I never had one with a ring in the top of it. Yeah. Actually, the first one that you seen me with, that was my first cast net until it got destroyed. Morning, Papa.
Oh, wow. I'm good.
I said, Papa, come in, just saying good morning to him.
Oh, good morning. I'm due for another cast net. The cast net I buy is about $150.
Yeah.
So the one I got, it looks like Frankenstein. It's all sewed and stitched. The lines are all uneven and everything. It's been through hell, but still catches bait. It's not easy to throw anymore because once everything gets out of whack, it gets difficult to toss. But
good morning, Lisa. Yeah,
I used to go through like 3 or 4 Walmart cast nets a year at $40 a pop, and so in the end, I was spending $120, $150 on cast nets and always tearing them up, always having to leave, not get bait because I tore them up or whatever. And I'd buy a Betts Super Pro. It's very, very tough. Very, very tough. I would never get my net back. A lot of the things I've thrown that net in if I threw the cheap Walmart stuff. But it catches way more bait. It sinks faster. It's bigger. And it pays for itself pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's just hard to make that initial, commitment, making that payment.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just starting out until I get good at it. I ain't going to spend that kind of money on a cast net.
No. I threw the Walmart cast nets for probably 4 years before I finally broke down and bought a big one. And a better made net. But
yeah, this one's a 6-footer.
Be careful. Ohio's only 5 foot.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Ohio's 5 foot. I get away with the big net because I throw it in the river.
Yeah.
And once you get on the Ohio River, then you get reciprocating laws between Kentucky and West Virginia, and so you could use. They don't have. I don't think they even have a limit on net size. But Ohio's only 5 foot. So
wish I'd talked to you before then. This 6-footer, we just bought it. I won't even take it out of the package now, unless I hit the river.
Yeah,
Are we talking radius or diameter on those?
What is it?
Are we talking about the radius of it or the diameter of them for
Well, the
cast nets?
the radius would be 10 foot if you got a 5-foot net.
But radius is only half the diameter, which I'm asking.
Right. Yeah, the radius is 5 foot. The diameter is 10.
Okay.
So if it says 6 foot on the package, it's most likely a 6 foot radius. But your diameter would be 12.
I see what you're saying. That would put it over then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So in Ohio, you're only allowed 5 foot. So if you haven't opened it yet and you don't have any big plans of throwing it in the Ohio River, I would send it back and get a 5-footer. You guys mostly fish the lakes and stuff.
Yeah, for right now.
Last thing you want to do is get in trouble with an oversized net.
Yeah.
I've seen him be pretty cruel to guys down at the dam. I've seen him. The guy I ran into anyway said that the game warden cut his net in half.
Wow.
Said he couldn't use it, and then fined him for all the bait he had. And then, yeah, I don't remember. It turned out pretty bad for him. I've never been checked. I've never been asked. I've never been questioned. But
There's some out there.
that's a hard way to find out.
Yeah, it is. I seen a guy lose all of his equipment one day for not having license in Columbus up there at the side of the river. They took everything.
Yep.
And gave him a ticket on top of it.
Yep. That happened to my buddy. I actually took a friend fishing and let him use all my gear. And he didn't have a fishing license, and we got checked. He didn't have a license. I did. And they tried to take all the gear he was using. It was mine. And of course, when he said no, it's his gear, they thought we was lying. So he didn't lose his stuff. But
Yeah, I hate to do this, guys. I have to cut short. I got to take Chrissy up to church this morning.
All right, buddy.
I still yet got to get dressed and everything. Appreciate everybody coming in. And if this was a gift from a guy named Morgan or whoever Morgan is, I appreciate the gift there of the beehive equipment, which I still yet got to figure out what's going on with it. But
Okay.
it definitely means a lot. Appreciate you guys coming in.
Hey,
Really do.
thanks for letting me come up, Bernie.
Yeah,
Roger, take it
appreciate
easy, man.
Hey, Cam, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys in chat over on the Biggest Loser.
All right, buddy. We'll see you there. Be careful today.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
You too, Carmel.
All right, later, Ernie.
All right, later. Everybody in chat, have a great Easter. Be safe today. Have fun. And we'll see you on the next one. Should do one here later on when I get started on this boat and stuff. We'll see what happens. Everybody take care. Be safe. See you on the next one.